According to a recent research by the World Health Organization, about 81% of young adults cannot seek information about contraceptives because they are too embarrassed. They would rather talk to their peers instead of the adults out there. And this uninformed decision expose them to so many risks when you talk about sexual, reproductive, and their systems and what have you. And today on the program, it's Contraceptive Matters. We'll try to look at why the reason behind this uninformed decision. We will also try to enlighten them on how to make smart and healthy choices when it comes to reproductive health products. I'm Olasumbo Mudupe. Please stay tuned. The program continues shortly. Matters with DKT in Nigeria, made possible by the largest and private providers of contraceptives and reproductive health products in the country. And basically what we do is we advocate healthy and informed smart choices when it comes to reproductive health among youth, among young adults, women and families. And today we are actually looking at why young adults do not adopt contraceptives. Like I said earlier on in the opening of the program, about 85% of young adults do not use contraceptives. They don't even seek information about this method because they are too embarrassed. Some have even attributed it to use of contraceptives to infertility. And today I have with me Omolara Luko, the Media and Communications Manager with DKT Nigeria. She's going to shed more light on some of the reasons out there, because according to a recent research, some reasons were highlighted. So Omolara Luko is here in the studio with me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Sambo. It's a pleasure being in the studio. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Good afternoon, our viewers at home.
And compliments of the season.
Same to you. Same to you. Thank you.
All right. Looking at the statistics in the health facts a while ago, we realized that about 85% of Nigerians are too embarrassed to seek information about contraceptives. About 25% of women do not even have access to this method because they are willing to do that, but they don't have access to this. What are some of the reasons?
Okay. Thank you very much. So basically, now let's look at it from two different angles now.
Okay.
Looking at it, talking about the young adults now, so many factors are responsible for them not, going after contraception. So, and I would say that this is not bound out of the fact that they are not having intercourse. They are regularly having intercourse. If you interact with them on a daily basis, if you are within their peers, you are within, you know, their gathering, you understand the fact that they regularly, you know, have intercourse, but they don't do what is supposed. They don't plan, you know, for the aftermath effect, or they don't, you know, also try to prevent what could happen. So, you know, talking about why is it this way? I will start by saying that, number one, I will look at the societal factor. You know, talking about the society, you know, our society here, we are so judgmental. You have a lot of people, once you open your mouth to say this, before you even finish saying it, they're already criticizing you.
I have an impression about
yes, they are having, you know, they're already creating, you know, that negative impression about you. So, you know, if, for example now, a society whereby a young adult that just had intercourse cannot walk into a pharmacy to say, oh, I want to buy an emergency pill. Let's say, for example, the post pill, and say, oh, I want to buy a post pill. The first thing that happens in that small environment, because we have, you know, every interaction, every gathering you have is a micro unit of the larger society. So now, when immediately she walks in, and in our environment, and she says, oh, I want to pick a post pill, for example, the first, you know, immediately she says that the judgment comes first from the person that is even going to sell. The person looks at her or looks at him, you know, for example, and say, you want to buy emergency pill. What for? You understand? You know, that alone is, you know, could actually kill the morale of such a young adult. That next time, if anything happens, instead of seeking for preventive measure, she would rather wait for you know, repercussions. She would rather wait, you know, for the headaches that will come after it. Yes, yes. So basically, you know, our society is so judgmental. Look, and you know, also moving outside of that, the fact that even parental, you know, communication is not there. How many parents out there, once you see that your kids, you know, your children are getting through the age of puberty, do you sit them down to talk about their reproductive health with them? Because basically, when you are talking about their reproductive health, we are not just talking about the intercourse part. You are talking about their, you know, their reproductive organ, you know, what they begin to feel, how they should react to those feelings. So if those things are not happening from the micro unit of the society, which is the family, believe me, you know, we are giving room for the society at large to do even worse to this youth. Because a situation whereby a mother or a father, a child will go to them and say, oh, this is the way I'm feeling now as a boy. And the first thing the parent will say is, keep quiet. What do you know about that? You are not supposed to talk about it. So if that young adult, yes, if that youth is not allowed to talk about it with you as parent at home, who else will that person talk with? So that's why you see that, you know, we ourselves is actually, we are the society. So the way an individual will react to a young adult that brings up a question regarding reproductive health, you know, will determine how far that youth will be able to benefit from whatever education he or she is supposed to learn from.
Okay, let's look at discussion with their peers. Some of them will rather go to their peers, share whatever information maybe they've picked from somewhere, or maybe essay and all that. So is it that we don't have enough information out there? Is it that they don't have access to information when it comes to these methods? Okay,
so, you know, talking about information now regarding modern contraception, regarding reproductive health, you know, in our own society, we are not open. But I'll come back to that. Let me quickly address the fact that they go to their peers. You know the reason why they go to their peers? Because their peers are not judgmental.
Okay.
We are all doing it.
And they feel their peers know
yes,
better.
they feel their peers knows much more better. When we are within our caucus, you can't judge me, because whatever I'm asking you about, you yourself, you're doing it. You understand? So then also the confidentiality amidst peers. Oh, if I talk to her now, or if I speak with my friend, if I raise a question with my friend, she's not likely to go to my parents and report. You understand? Okay. That remains within a circle, even though the responses they might get from their peers may not be accurate. It may not be the best of response. It may not be the best of answer to the question at that point in time. But because their peers are not judgmental, because there is confidentiality within the group, you understand? So they find it more easy, they find it more relaxed to actually discuss with their peers. So now coming back to, information, it still boils down to the kind of society in which we are. Before now, you hardly see, or you hardly see information about modern contraception out there, because they see it as something that, it is actually meant for those that are married. So because it is meant for those that are married, you can only access it when you visit the clinics, when you visit the hospitals. It is not out there. That is why you see the young adult, they run towards the internet. They make the internet their friends, because they believe that there are lots of information. Whatever they need, once they go to that place, they will get it. But the truth is not all the information out there on the internet that are correct. So that now comes back to the fact that we need to help them by providing the needed information. You understand? I have an interaction of recent that somebody was speaking with me on a radio program, and he said that they had a young adult in their environment, and she went to an health center to actually discuss, to ask, what are the methods of protection that are available. And the man was saying that right there and there, they had to send the lady away. Now, how you are not married, you are asking about modern contraception. What do you want to use it for? And the man was asking me on radio, he said, is that the right attitude to it? So, if I can walk in, if a young adult will walk into an health clinic and nobody is, providing information that they need, because they are medical practitioners. They are the ones that are supposed to be making this available. But a situation whereby we are already judging them before we even give them the needed advice, before we even give them the needed information, they will just run away and go to their peers.
So what's the way forward now?
Thank you. The way forward is for us to try as much as possible, make this information available to this youth. Please, as an adult, once they come to you,
at their sites, I know your organization is into advocacy. They try to advocate a healthy lifestyle. At their sites,
yes,
because the youth now, the internet is their number
their
one friend.
Yes,
at their sites that they can go to online to get this information.
You have sites that you can go to. You have people that you can talk to. For example, now for us, the Honey and Banana platform now, talking about the www.honeyandbanana.com.
Is actually that again?
Okay, www.honeyandbanana.com. The and is AND. honeyandbanana.com. That's a website where you have different information about different about reproductive health in general, talking about contraception, talking about your body, talking about how you can manage your, the different things that is going on in your system. You will get on that side. Also now coming down to the social media now, talking about the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. We are also available on those platforms, and they are trained medical personnel that we attend to you, that you can engage, you can ask questions from on those platforms. So for our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the handle is still at Honey and Banana.
At Honey
yes,
and
it's at Honey and Banana. And for hashtag, you can, once you look at you just type in the hashtag Be Sharp. You get an opportunity to to join the conversation. You ask questions with that hashtag, and you get responses, because they are trained medical practitioners that will attend to it. And also, of interest now is a particular campaign that we are running And the campaign also is on digital. Basically is we call it in case of emergency. Okay. Because we know that
what's that about?
Okay, thank you. We explain that in case, you know, we know that this season is a festive season. Things are happening out there. So in case you find yourself in an emergency that has to do with intercourse, that has to do with your reproductive health, we tell you that there is a 1-dose post pill that you can use to save yourself the headache. We'll tell you that there are condoms like Fiesta that you can actually use to protect yourself, so that by the time the festive season is off, you won't be having regret. So, you know, all this, then also talking about our text message platform, the RHS, the one that you start with the keyword RHS, is also a platform that is friendly for young adults to access. You have questions, instead of asking your peers, you can just send in your question, type your question, send to us. You type out RHS, you add your question to it, and you send it to 38350. And once the medical experts, once they get the question, they try as much as possible to provide the, you know, the guidance, the needed answer for you. So basically, it's for us out there to have open mind towards reproductive health, towards contraception, so that we have a society that is free from unplanned unplanned pregnancies.
Okay, it's still contraceptive matters with DKT Nigeria, and we've been discussing why youth do not adopt contraceptives. Why you do not adopt contraceptives with Omolara Aluko, the Media and Communications Manager with DKT Nigeria. In her final thoughts, she said youth can now access information about contraceptives online because the internet is their #1 friend now. So you can log on to www.onionbanana.com for more information about modern contraceptives, or on Facebook at Onion Banana, and you can also follow the hashtag trend Be Sharp in lowercase, right?
Yes, the hashtag
Be Sharp in
yes.
lowercase. So please log on to www.onionbanana.com or send your questions. If you're not the internet survey type, you can also send your SMS via your phone. Send RHS by typing RHS from your phone. Send it to 38350. Type RHS space your question to 38350. Type RHS followed by a space your question to 38350. And she has assured us that a friendly doctor would actually respond to all your questions and inquiries. It's still Contraceptive Matters with DKT Nigeria. Please stay tuned. We'll take a short break now. The program continues. All right, thanks for staying with us. It's still Contraceptive Matters with DKT Nigeria. And I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me Omolara Aluko, the Media and Communications Manager with DKT Nigeria. And she has been doing justice to the topic about why youth do not adopt contraceptives. Why youth do not adopt contraceptives. And our discussion is based on the fact that the World Health Organization revealed a research recently, released a research recently, and it says the youth also do not adopt this method because of fear of infertility in the future. How true is this?
Okay, thank you. I don't think there is an iota of truth in that.
Because even now, married women,
yes,
they will tell you, are you sure you won't end up being infertile?
Yes, yes. I guess that is one of the myths and misconceptions surrounding the use of a modern contraception.
Okay.
You know, I will always tell people that this method, there's none that is even 100%. They are about 98, meaning that you have the less than 2%, less than 1% of people even using it and even failing on them. So basically, modern contraception are reversible. They are reversible kind of preventive method. They are reversible in the sense that they all have duration. For example, the post pill is something that you use after intercourse, and it just stays in your system for 24 hours. After the 24 hours, your system is open. Talking about the subcutaneous 3-monthly injection, you take it for 3 months. After 3 months, if you don't continue, your system is open, you can get pregnant. You talk about the implant, talking about the implant on NST for 3 years and the Jadel for 5 years. Once their duration has expired, once you get to that 3 years with an implant on NST, or 5 years with the Jadel, your system goes back to status quo. It goes back to the way it was before you pick up that method. Meaning that once it has expired, it means that your chances of getting pregnant is back to 100%. So, you know, when we look at all this method, because they are duration based, the Lydia IUD will last either for 5 years or 10 years in your system. They are non-hormonal. Once you pick them out, you are good to go. So, you know, that fear of infertility is part of the myth. It's part of the fear. You know, there are misconceptions that people have planted in the heart of so many. You know, because in our society, word of mouth travels a lot. Then we tend to respect what is passed down. Oh, my grandmother told my mother told me, I'm telling my daughter you understand? So
not knowing that medicine is
evolving.
It's the art of science is evolving.
It's evolving. And some of these things, when they even tell us, we don't even find out. We don't even seek the fact. You understand? They say to us as being the truth, but we don't even seek the fact about it. That is this thing that has been passed to me. Is it really factual? You yourself go read about all these things.
We don't read in this part of the world.
We don't ask medical practitioners, seek them, because they are the expert, they are the professionals on this thing. Seek their opinion. But the fact that, you know, people will say, oh, once I use it, I will become infertile, please, is a lie. It is not true. We usually say, for modern contraception, there's what we call return to fertility period. And it varies depending on the method that you adopt. So, you know, there are some methods that, for example, if you're on the IUD, once you take out the IUD, in the next 1 to 2 months, you are back to normal. You can get pregnant. Your chances of getting pregnant is 100%. You get it. For example, talking about the contraceptive, the injectables now, the injections, you know, we'll tell you that once you stop taking the shot of the injection, we'll tell you that you should give your system between 6 to 9 months to reverse back. So please, all these methods are reversible.
So if you plan getting pregnant in 2018, you should have stopped by, let's say, mid-2017.
Yes. For example, now you want to get pregnant, let's say July next year, by now, the last shot you've taken for this year should be your last, so that your system, can go back to the way it was.
It's all has to do with planning.
Yes, you plan ahead. But for the implant, once you take it out, implant IUD in the next 1 to 2 months, you are good to go. So please, it's just a myth. There's no fact in it that once you pick up a method of contraception, you will be infertile.
All right, you've heard Omolara Luko. There is no proven fact that contraceptives make you infertile. I'm sure viewers at home have 1 or 2 questions to ask my guest today. So you can call 0908-729-6673, 0908-729-6673, or send WhatsApp messages to 0809 0279018. Send WhatsApp messages to 0809 0279018. I'll take the mobile line again. Call 0908-729-6673. All right, let's go ahead with our questions. Let's look at another reason highlighted by the research, by the survey. It says our youth would rather prefer sexual intercourse. Preference for unprotected sexual intercourse.
Okay, well, that's one of the points that were highlighted by the survey. But if you look at that, the danger in it is inherent, because for every partner that you don't trust, for every partner that you don't know how many partners they have, going on unprotected intercourse with such a fellow exposes you to sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay.
It exposes you to these infections that may be in your system, and you may not even know on time that you have it.
I think we have a call. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, please do. What's your name? What is your name?
My name is Collins.
Your name is Collins. Collins, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Coca.
Coca. All right, thanks for calling. Go ahead with your question.
Please, there is this sister of mine that did the IUI.
Okay.
IUD?
Yes.
Go ahead, Collins.
After the IUI,
Okay.
she felt that she would conceive immediately, and later at the end of the month she saw her period and she was worried. So I want to know, does it have effect immediately after the IUD?
Did you get that?
Okay.
Did you get my question?
No, can you please repeat your question? You said your sister was on IUD.
Yes, and she expected to conceive immediately. All of a sudden, she saw her period last month, and she was worried. Is it a normal something?
Okay.
You said she was on IUD and she was expecting to be pregnant.
Yes.
If you're on IUD, you cannot be pregnant. IUD is a form of
contraception, except she has taken out the IUD. Has she taken it out?
Is the IUD still in her system? Hello, Collins. Oh, Collins, we lost Collins. Collins, please, we want to know if the IUD is still in her system. If it's still in her system, she cannot be pregnant.
No, she cannot be pregnant. Once you have an IUD on, you can't be pregnant. What will happen is once she goes back to the hospital and they take out the IUD, her chances of being pregnant is very high. That is one. Then please note that because she has an IUD on does not mean she won't menstruate.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that she won't see a monthly period. No, she will still menstruate the way she's supposed to do. The only thing is just that she will not get pregnant because the IUD is still in place. But once it is taken out, her chances of getting pregnant is very high.
Okay, please go ahead. Okay, we have another call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name? Welcome to Contraceptive Matters.
I'm Joshua Adekola Okpeson.
Joshua Adekola Okpeson. You're calling from where?
From Ikorodu.
From Ikorodu. All right, thanks for calling. What's your question?
I'm watching your program now.
Okay.
I can't understand the method of the
contraceptives.
I can't just understand that. But
the different methods available.
I'm following your program, but if you can enlighten me, because I still have some similar cases like that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Joshua.
Okay. So basically, for Mr.
Maybe
Joshua,
I think you should round up on the preference for unprotected sex before we go ahead with
unprotected sex. Please, for our young adult there, let's know that once you are engaged in that, you are at risk of sexually transmitted infection, because you know nowadays we can't really trust who our partner is going out with. So in case that is happening, you need to safeguard yourself. That is why we have the condoms. Okay. They perform dual roles in terms of they prevent against sexually transmitted diseases, and they also prevent against pregnancy. So please, let's just adopt a healthy lifestyle when it comes to our reproductive and when it comes to intercourse, by making sure that we take a preventive stance against some of these infections and diseases. Then coming back to Mr. Joshua's question, he wants to know about the different methods of contraception that are available. I would say number one, we have the emergency pill. The emergency pill, like the post pill, is the single dose pill, and it is taken immediately after intercourse. You take it after intercourse to prevent. It should be taken by the female, please, not the male. The female will take it after intercourse to prevent against unplanned pregnancy. Then moving away from that, we have the daily pill that we call the Levoferm. Daily pill also is used by the women, and it is taken on a daily basis around the same time. For example, if you chose to be taking it in the morning, you have to continue taking it in the morning. So basically, you take it around the same time on a daily basis for a woman on every month. You have just a sachet in the pack, and it will last you for 1 month. Then moving away from that, we have the 3-monthly contraceptive injection. It is for our brand is subcutaneous, meaning that it is injected into the fatty part of the thigh or the lower abdomen and not the muzzle. That one also prevents pregnancy for 3 months. Moving away from that, you have the IUD. IUD are inserted into the womb by a trained medical practitioner. Please note that. Aside the condoms and the emergency pill, every other method you need to go to the hospital. Then going away from the IUD, you have the implant. The Implanon NST and the Jadel, they work for 3 years and 5 years respectively, and it is also inserted into the upper arm of the woman by a trained medical practitioner. Then outside of that, you have the diaphragm. The diaphragm, the woman can wear it herself before intercourse and wait 8 hours after intercourse to take it out for proper cleaning. So basically, those are the methods that are available, that you can go to your healthcare facility, you can go to your doctor and talk to them about it, and you pick one out of it.
Okay, let's go to some WhatsApp messages. Okay, before we go to hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name? Welcome to the show.
My name is Suliat Abdulrahim.
Your name is Suliat. Where are you calling from?
From
Mowe. How is Mowe this afternoon?
Fine, everything is fine.
Okay, what's your question, Suliat?
My question is that I just delivered for the past 2 months now.
Okay.
But I'm expecting my menstruation, but I don't see the menstruation. That is why I'm calling. And I want to ask you, what is the problem?
Okay. All right, Suliat. Suliat, are you still there?
Huh?
Are you still there? Okay. I want to know, are you breastfeeding? Are you practicing exclusive breastfeeding?
No.
You are not breastfeeding your baby?
But the baby immediately I did the baby.
But you breastfeed alongside the formula you give your baby?
No, I'm not breastfeeding.
You don't breastfeed your baby? Okay.
At all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so basically you just have to, because the system has gone through the process of pregnancy, delivery. For women that delivers after delivery and they are breastfeeding, it takes a while for some women. It takes a while before they see their menstrual cycle again. But for your case that you are not breastfeeding and up till now, like 2 months after you've not seen your period, please, I will tell you, if you are worried, please go back to the hospital, see your doctor, discuss with them so that they can know, because I know that once you are breastfeeding, there are some hormones that are responsible for lactating. She's not breastfeeding. So please go back to the doctor, go back to the hospital.
And let her confirm if she's not pregnant.
Okay. So please,
confirm if she's not pregnant.
Possible. It's possible. So please, you have to go back to the hospital, go and see the doctor so that they can carry out some examination on you to know what exactly is responsible.
Okay, sorry, I want to understand. My girlfriend saw her period twice last month. She saw her period early last month and ending of that same month, but she hasn't seen her period this month. Is she pregnant?
Well, for that person that sent that WhatsApp message,
he has to confirm medically.
Please, your girlfriend will have to go and run some tests, either a blood test or a urine test, for you to know whether your partner is pregnant. Then sometimes when you take the emergency pill regularly within a cycle, it actually changes the normal cycle period. You understand? For some people it makes it come early, some people it delays it. So if she had been taking emergency pill regularly within a cycle, it could be responsible. But please, for you to be sure whether she's pregnant or not, go and carry out a medical laboratory test.
I'm on implant. Since then I've been seeing blood but not reddish. When I feel sharp pain on lower abdomen, then I will see that blood. What should I do? It was fixed 1st of August this year.
Okay. So talking about 1st of August, that's about 5 months now that she has taken the implant. And for the pains, I would say that if the pains are the kind of pain that she cannot manage, please go back to the hospital, because you're not supposed to be feeling that sharp pain and all of a sudden the release of the blood. There could be spotting when you're on implants. You could spot, you could have a longer bleed, or you could have no bleed at all. But talking about sharp pain in the lower abdomen, please go back to the hospital. Go and see the doctor. Let them examine you to know what is responsible.
All right. My wife did family planning, IUD, almost 2 years without her monthly period up till now. I'm Olajai from Obalinde.
Okay. So for IUD, because IUD are not hormonal, it is not a common thing with people on IUD to talk about no bleeds at all. Because for IUD, it's not hormonal, it's just copper based. If it's just copper based. So talking about copper based and she's not been menstruating for 2 years, please, I want to know, have they gone back to the hospital to complain? If not, please go back. Go and see your doctor. Let them carry out some exercises. Let's know what is responsible. Because with hormonals, you can experience the no bleed. But with IUD, they are not regular things that common things that you experience with an IUD.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Maureen from Satellite Town. I just gave back some weeks ago, and I've been experiencing a discharge, a smelly discharge. What can I do?
That smelly discharge is a sign of infection. Please, I wouldn't know where you gave birth, the kind of hospital, the kind of hygiene mechanism that is in place in that hospital. But please go back to the hospital. They need to treat you for that infection because it's smelly and you are discharging. You've picked one way or the other infection. So please go back. They need to treat you, please.
Please, I removed my IUD last December and I have been trying to conceive, but it is not coming.
Okay.
Last December, that's almost a year
ago. Okay. So the first thing I will ask her is how regular is intercourse between her and partner. Then number 2, the fact that does she understand how to calculate her ovulation period? So if she can work on how to calculate the ovulation period, if she can work on if there is a regular intercourse, then I don't think there should be an issue. But please, you can also request to see a gynae. Go back to your hospital, see a gynecologist. They are responsible for taking care of the reproductive organs of women. see them and let them talk to you. Let them, both you and your husband. Because now when we are talking about infertility, it is not something that is only the woman is responsible. It's a two-way thing. Both the husband and wife they are concerned about it. So please, you and your husband, try and see a gynae. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, the earlier viewer, the viewer. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, welcome to Contraceptive Matters. What's your name?
My name is
Please
Ayaba.
lower the volume of your TV set. Ayobami,
I'm sorry.
have you lowered the volume of your TV set? Okay, Ayobami, go ahead with your question.
I want to ask when I'm doing my period, do you used to pick? I want to know what can cause it.
We didn't get that.
You feel pain?
You want to know why you experience pain during your period?
I can hear you.
You want to know why you experience pain during your monthly period?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always thick.
It's always thick.
Thick, yes.
Okay.
So the question is, has it been like that, Ayobami, since you started menstruating? Okay, sorry. Okay, so that for Ayobami that asked that question, if I would have loved to ask a follow-up question. Number one, has it been like that since she started menstruating? If it has been like that, is the pain something bearable? Then she's talking about the thickness. Is it that she's clot is coming out? If it is about clot coming out when you are menstruating, please, Ayobami, you need to go and see the doctor, because basically when you are menstruating, you are not supposed to be seeing it in clots. No, it's not supposed to be in clots coming out. So if you are experiencing that, Ayo, you need to go and see a doctor.
Okay. I think we have to read some messages before we go. We are running out of time. Good afternoon. Please, is it possible to conceive outside the womb, and what is it called?
That's ectopic pregnancy,
Okay.
a conception in the fallopian tube. Instead of the egg to go and implant into the womb, it stays in the fallopian tube. It is a very kind of dangerous pregnancy. Please, if your wife or your partner is having such, please, you need to go to the hospital. It is risky, please.
Okay, please, after giving birth to my last kid, my period is no longer constant. It comes 3 or 4 times a year. I am 36 years. Jenny, C.
Okay, for Jenny C that is experiencing that could be caused by some hormonal imbalance. It's not something we can discuss on here. You need to go and see doctor. They need to treat you for, I wouldn't know before she gave birth to that last born if it's been regular, but she said after her last baby she's been experiencing that. So please go back and see the doctor so that they can
all right,
treat you.
Lara, this is where we say thank you on the show. What are your final thoughts?
Okay, so basically for this festive period, for every young adult out there, please try as much as possible to protect yourself with a condom during intercourse. And for emergency pill, in case of emergency, we have post pill. Is a single tablet emergency pill that you take after intercourse to prevent unplanned pregnancy. And for our married people out there, you can be Lydia Smart. Go to www.belydiasmart.com. You will see all about the IUD, the Lydia IUD, the different brands that you can actually adopt, and you live a stress-free life.
Okay, adopt a method and live a stress-free life. Thank you so much, Sahid, Bosse, Suliat, Maureen, Collins, Ayobami, Joshua. I'm sorry we cannot take all the messages, but if you need more information about this method of any method of contraceptive or this particular topic, please log on to www.oniandbanana.com, www.oniandbanana.com, or send your question by typing RHS followed by space, your question to 38350. Type RHS space followed by question to 38350. You can also follow us on social media, #OnionBanana, at OnionBanana. That's on Facebook, at OnionBanana. And the hashtag trend is Be Sharp. I'm Olasumbo Mudupe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.